Moving on down the list, fifth round, 137th pick, KJ Henry, edge out of Clemson. Here's another one that when I first saw it, upon first review, my initial thought was, what are we doing? What? We don't need an edge. What are we? And I knew nothing about this guy. I knew nothing about this guy. Come to find out, dude was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, 6'5", 250, rather 4'6", 40. This guy was recruited as a defensive end and a tight end at high school. We know what tight ends and that mobility and things like that. So that's nice versatility. But here's another thing that I'm really excited about. This guy played basketball. That's his first love in high school. This guy was like an All-American in high school. First, he was Defensive Player of the Year in high school before he went to Clemson, but it was an All-American. This guy balled out and had over 1,000 points in like 100 games in basketball. So he has that athletic ability to be able to do that. But then you bring it back to him being over here. This guy, at the end of the day, in 2022, had 50 total pressures with 31 QB hurries, 14 hits, and 5 total sacks. Which the sacks, maybe it's not that big of a deal, but when you look at that defense and all the guys that got drafted first round, second round, and you see the pieces, it's kind of like picking a guy from Georgia. You know what I mean? It's like he's got the ability and he's got excellent size. You know what I mean? This guy is highly mobile, high character, natural leader who's like team captain. You know what I mean? You just started thinking of little things like that are picking up. You're like, oh, okay. But I'm going to tell you something. Maybe this is not the most analytical thing. But the thing that really kind of sold me is when they showed the video at his house, and all of a sudden you see his pop come around the corner with Jeremiah Trotter, number 54 jersey on. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I've always been a Skins fan. I said, oh, we good. We good. If Papa likes us, the son's going to ball out for us. So I'm excited about this now, and I love what he brings to the table. He is a force to reckon with, and our biggest concern outside of the draft was Montez Sweat, Chase Young. Getting to the point where I might have to pay both of these guys. Is this a Darius Mathis situation where it's like we're kind of expecting we're not having to pay one of you, so we can leave one, and now we can just move you into that slot? Like, what do you think about this pick, KJ Henry, edge from Clemson?
Yeah, so I kind of reacted when you said that you were surprised when they drafted him. So James Smith-Williams, Casey Toohill are all free. F.A. Obata, they're all free agents at the end of next year. Gotcha. So the purpose of this pick was to start bringing in a replacement. So I don't necessarily think he's we'd be lucky if he grooms to be a starting defensive end. But I think he's grooming to be a Casey Toohill, a rotational piece, and Toohill came in and didn't play that much as a rookie. But last year, I think it was his almost second or third year in our system. I want to say third year, he made plays out there. For us, he had some impact on the game. So I think that's this guy's, his real, like his ceiling there. I'm with you where, like, I love that video of his dad coming down the Redskins jersey. I mean, that's so great. I'll be honest. I mean, this guy's only 2 hours from me. I don't really know a whole lot about him. He made some plays in the game against South Carolina. He's got a high motor. But what I've seen, which is what's I'm not surprised with, is he is you said it, extremely high character person. They've already said that, like, the media is going to love talking to this guy, that he's very eloquent. He's very talkative. He's very charismatic. And so he's going to be a media darling for them. And I think there's a little bit of, like, this is someone you can rally behind and start cheering for because he's a good dude overall. So I think that's going to be really good to kind of watch him play. But most importantly for this pick was about depth and trying to shore up some of the depth. We lost Shaka Toney due to the suspension, and William Bradley King really hasn't turned out to much as a 7th round pick a couple of years ago. So this is a guy to kind of bring in and groom, and at some point, maybe it's next year, he's the DN number 3.
Yeah, and he's got it should be interesting. I mean, he's got a good pedigree. He played, I think, like 56 career games at Clemson, which is the most by any edge rusher at Clemson. Like he's got the specs. We'll see, but like you said, he's now, and I didn't know about some of those guys leaving, being their contracts being up by next year. So this could be a solid, depth pickup, and we'll definitely see where it goes. I'm excited though about 6'5", 250. But mind you, everybody in the league has got specs like that. So it's not, it's not like this is something crazy. But at the same time, I'm excited to see what he. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to see what he brings to the table. Oh man, thank you guys for watching. I apologize. I am still at work here trying to work this thing out.